So growing up, I was always quoted Ephesians 6:1, obey your parents. Honor your father and mother, for this is right. And if you do, you'll live a long life. It's the first command with a promise. And certainly that's very true, that we should teach our children to be children of honor, respect, and they should obey their parents. Absolutely, that is right. But there's another caveat to that verse, and it talks to the fathers. It says, fathers, do not provoke. That word for provoke also is like to wear down or to frustrate your children. It's easy to do that. Now, I talked earlier about how the culture in television in the 90s used to portray the dad as the dumb dad. But in movies, it was almost different. The dad was very hard, he was demanding, it was very temperamental, always putting demands on his children, or he's the disciplinarian, or he's the over-disciplinarian. And so oftentimes he's pushing his children, and certainly we want our children to succeed in life. So we set a bar, set a mark really high and want them to reach that bar. But are we wearing them out when we're doing it? Is it so hard for them to get our love that they're just totally worn out, frustrated, and even exasperated? Oftentimes that's kind of how I've saw God, is this God that you had to not make upset, because if you made him upset, he would get distant, or he would abuse, or he would beat, or whatever the case is. So I obeyed him out of fear and out of a demand. Well, fathers, we should take that lesson from our Father in heaven, that we should teach our children to obey, teach them the right way, but not frustrate them. Let's not live our lives vicariously to our children, putting on them demands or making them earn our love. Always having rules, and all these rules, and so many rules that they cannot live up to them. So much so that they're frustrated. We need to make our love available to our children at any time, just like the Father made his love available to us. Let's not, because of our anger or our disappointment, our children, distance ourselves. Even when we are far off from God, he comes towards us as a loving Father. So fathers, today, as we teach our children to obey, as we teach them to be honoring, as we teach them to do Ephesians 6:1, we also need to do Ephesians as well, and not frustrate or burden or wear them down, because fathers don't provoke.